The Carnival of Flamigo event is getting closer in Pokemon Go. We have a brand new Pokemon Go debut, we've got 3 shiny boosts to certain Pokemon, but most importantly, there is a hidden feature in here that's going to help us with encountering Galarian birds more frequently. This is the Carnival of Flamigo event. Where's that music coming? With Go With Us. The Carnival of Flamigo event will be taking place this Tuesday, the 3rd of February at 10 a.m, running all the way until Sunday, the 8th of February at 8 p.m. local time, which means it's time to talk about our new Pokemon Go debut, Flamigo. Flamigo is a flying and fighting type Pokemon originally coming from the Paldea region in Generation 9. How good is Flamigo going to be in Pokemon Go? Well, a good place to start is going to be its base stats. It has a max CP of 3117, an attack value of 227, which is pretty solid, a defense of 145, and a stamina of 193. Because of its typing, it has quite a few weaknesses though. It is weak to electric, fairy, flying, ice, and psychic. And when it comes to its moveset, its fast attacks are going to be wing attack and double kick, and its charge moves will be aerial ace, close combat, and brave bird. Judging off what we just saw, I think this Pokemon might have some very decent potential, maybe as a raid attacker, but definitely in PvP. But will Flamigo be spawning in the wild? Let's have a look at those wild spawns now. It looks like we can encounter Lotad, Baneri, Pikipek, and rare spawns for something like Spritzy, and we do see Flamigo in there in the wild, which I really enjoy. But the great thing here is that there's a bonus connected to this event. Every single Flamigo we catch here is going to award us 500 Stardust on top of the 100 that we already get, which is incredible. But before we get to the other bonuses, remember we told you right in the beginning that there is a high potential at getting more Galarian birds during this event, and here's how to do it. The bonuses here as well is that it's going to be 2 times incense duration, but it's also going to be 2 times daily adventure incense duration. Alright, so what does this effectively mean for the Galarian birds? Normally outside of this event you would activate your daily adventure incense and it's going to last for a total of 15 minutes. Because of this bonus, it's now going to last for a total of 30 minutes. But it doesn't end there. The new February Go Pass at level 50, if you can try and grind to get to that level 50 mark, there's actually another bonus that's potentially going to stack with this, which grants you another 2 times daily adventure incense duration, which potentially means in this event towards maybe the back end, you could get 1 hour of daily adventure incense, which is incredible. How does that affect Galarian birds though? Guys, how daily adventure incense works is that every 30 seconds, a spawn will appear on the map, but that depends on the distance that you walked between the start of the 30 seconds and the end of the 30 seconds, which is always why it's best to avoid walking in circles or walking around blocks, because the game doesn't register that you've walked enough distance in that 30-second time frame. You need to be walking in a straight line distance to get as many spawns as possible. So let's just say before the Go Pass bonus is included, we're going to be walking for a total of 30 minutes. So if we're walking in a straight line during that 30 minutes of our daily adventure incense, we're talking about 60 spawns if we do hit every single spawn point. But there's another layer to take this to another level. A lot of people forget to use Origin Dialga's Roar of Time, which pauses the timer on certain items for a total of 6 minutes at a time, and you could do this up to 24 hours, which means during this event you could have daily adventure incense running. Yes, it is going to cost quite a bit of candy and quite a bit of Stardust, but if you're trying to get those Galarian birds encounters, this is going to be your best thing that you really want to be doing. And the other thing that you want to be pairing this with on top of everything we just explained is that you need to be trying to walk in windy weather, because every single Galarian bird does share a flying typing, which means it has more chance to spawn in windy weather. But let's say you do get an encounter with a Galarian bird. Please remember that the base catch rate for Galarian birds is 0.3% and the flee rate is actually 90%. When you do get a shiny, it will not flee, so please do not use your Master Ball on a shiny because it will not flee unless you have bad internet connection or something like that. You need to have your Platinum Bird Keeper medal, which is to catch 2,500 flying type Pokemon. That's going to increase your base catch rate for flying type Pokemon a little bit. More than that, you want to be throwing a Golden Raspberry on top of hitting that excellent throw with an Ultra Ball specifically. And if you wanted to take it to another level as well, please consider using Black and White Kyurem's Adventure Effects. White Kyurem's Adventure Effect is going to multiply that base catch rate by about 50%, but it's also going to give you a much easier chance at hitting that excellent throw. And if you did want to use Free Shock, it's going to multiply that base catch rate by about 25%, but it's going to keep the Pokemon still, so the Galarian bird is not going to move too often, which means you do have a higher chance at hitting that excellent throw too. So you really want to be pairing everything we've just said together, stack it all together, because I'm telling you, you will get more spawns of Galarian birds. And the last bonus that's going to be connected to this event is that we get 3 shiny boosts to certain Pokemon, which are going to be shiny Lotad, shiny Spritzy, as well as shiny Pikipek. There will be field research going down, and I haven't listed the Pokemon that that will be appearing in the field research, but I'm telling you, Flamigo will be in there. If you guys want to know that 100% IV, it's going to be 1181 CP, so screenshot that now if you want to remember. There will be a global collection challenge for all trainers where we're going to have to complete challenges to receive XP, Stardust, as well as more encounters with event-themed Pokemon. And speaking of research, there will be a paid timed research ticket for a total cost of $5 where you can get an additional 1-star piece, encounters with event-themed Pokemon, including the new avatar item pose, which is pretty sick. But if I'm 100% honest with you, I would not buy this ticket just simply because it's not worth it unless you really wanted that avatar item pose. This is probably one of the worst tickets we've seen in some time. But if you did want that avatar item pose through the ticket, please consider buying it through the web store. You will be able to progress with your Go points through that web store track to try and unlock some premium items for yourself. But also, if you did buy the ticket through the web store, you will get an additional premium battle pass. Those are the details out of the way, but how do we really maximize this event as trainers? And first and foremost, we're going to touch on our tips, starting off with tip number 1, which is going to be Stardust gains. Remember what we said about Flamigo? Every single Flamigo we catch during this event is going to grant you an additional 500 Stardust. Now, if my calculations are correct, every Flamigo you caught during this event with a star piece running is going to grant you 150 Stardust plus the 500 Stardust. But if that's also affected by the star piece, you're going to be getting 750 Stardust. With those two together, we're talking about 900 Stardust per catch on one Flamigo. If it's windy weather outside or if it's cloudy weather, because of its flying and fighting typing and they're spawning a lot, please consider throwing on a star piece. You could see some incredible gains if they are spawning more frequently. Tip number 2, and it actually has nothing to do with this event. The start of this event is going to be the 3rd of February. On that day, the spotlight hour there from 6 to 7 p.m. local time is going to be featuring Wishmer, and the bonus there is going to be 2 times catch candy. In the month of February, unfortunately, there is no double evolution XP spotlight hour. So what we would try and suggest, if you do have bag space, is try and collect about 150 of these ready to go. Make sure to mega evolve a mega level 3 normal type Pokemon and try and hoard as much candy as you possibly can so you can blow through these evolutions to get yourself a lot of XP once that spotlight hour does arrive. But the other way you can take advantage of this bonus is to pop your mystery box with Meltan or your coin bag to get Gimme Ghoul. Because of that double catch candy bonus, it's not easy to get candy, especially at double the rate for mythical Pokemon. You do need the 999 coins to evolve Gimme Ghoul into Goldango, but you're gonna need the candy as well as XL candy to power this thing up to level 50, especially if you did get the hundo. Remember to take advantage of the spotlight hour. Tip number 3 has to do with candy gains. In other words, which Pokemon should I really focus on getting candy, but specifically that XL candy for? Unfortunately, if you look at the spawn pool, it's a little bit all over the place. They don't kind of share one type, but there are potential Pokemon that we're gonna touch on in our top targets which could affect this. So let's just say you had a Shundo Swirlix that you really wanted to power up. Because Spritzee will be spawning during this event, you would mega evolve a mega level 3 fairy type Pokemon to try and get the candy, but specifically the XL candy for that Pokemon. That is going to be your best bet. Try and match up which Pokemon you really want to get candy and XL candy for with your mega evolution. Tip number 4 has to do with those Galarian birds again. We gave you the full sequence of how to really maximize this event to increase your encounter rate of potentially getting Galarian bird encounters. But remember, the thing that's going to take this to the next level is going to be that Roar of Time feature on Dialga. We know we've just explained it already, but we're going to remind you again, use Roar of Time. It's going to extend that adventure incense for as long as you potentially want it. Walk in that straight line, try and get to level 50 on the new Go Pass as quickly as possible, because it's effectively just going to get you more encounters when everything stacks together. Those are our top tips out of the way, but what are some main Pokemon that you want to be targeting during this event? First and foremost, we're going to have Lotad, of course coming with the shiny boost, but more importantly, Lotad can go into Ludicolo. Ludicolo right now in PvP is actually very, very good, and the Great League right now is currently ranked 84th as of recording this video. The optimal IV set you want for the Great League is going to be a 0-15-15 at rank 1, but in the Ultra League it performs even better at a current ranking of 19. The optimal IV sets you want there is a little bit different. You're going to want a 6-14-15. This Pokemon is so good. It's very bulky, very spammy, has a lot of shield pressure. This is a good example of a Pokemon that you're going to need XL Candy for. If you're trying to build an Ultra League Ludicolo with XL Candy, remember to Mega Evolve a water or grass type Pokemon so you can really reap the candy and XL Candy for Lotad, because that's going to be your best chance at getting the XL Candy for your XL Ludicolo. Target number 2 is going to be Pikipek, of course coming with that shiny boost as well, but again, Pikipek in the Great League, a very good Go Battle League Pokemon. In the Great League right now, its Shadow is currently ranked 72, its non-Shadow form is ranked 112th. The optimal IV set you want there is going to be a 0-14-13, but again, in the Ultra League, it shines a lot better. Its Shadow is currently ranked 28th. Its non-shadow form is ranked 39. Remember, you are going to need Beak Blast on this Pokemon. We did just have the Calm Day for Pikipek, which you could get Beak Blast on it, but if you don't, you're going to have to use an Elite Charge TM. The optimal IV set you want for the Ultra League is going to be a 2-15-14, a very good Ultra League Pokemon, and it doesn't end there either. As a flying type raid attacker, Toucannon right now is currently the 15th best flying type attacker in the game. It's a really good budget option as well, easy to power up, and again, we just had that Calm Day, but its Shadow is actually breaking into the top 10. Very, very good raid attacking Pokemon on the flying side. Target number 3 is going to be Baneri. Baneri going into Lopunny is not a very good Go Battle League Pokemon, but Mega Lopunny actually takes on a normal and fighting type Pokemon. So it's a good opportunity to try and get yourself a good Baneri going into Lopunny, because Mega Lopunny shares that fighting and normal typing, get it to level 3 so you can really reap the candy and XL candy for those fighting and normal events when they do come around. But Lopunny currently right now also is the 22nd best fighting type attacker in the game, so a pretty solid option. Just to touch on the raids very quickly, Incarnate Form Landorus will be in 5-star raids as well. It's about the 15th best ground type attacker in the game. Of course, as a lot of us know, the Therian Form Landorus is going to be a lot better, breaking into the top 5 as a ground type attacker. So if you do need the Incarnate Form, or if you just want the shiny, remember that shiny raid coming from 5-star raids is going to be 1 in 20, so try and raid that. And last but not least, let's look at our Galarian birds. If you guys weren't aware, Galarian Articuno is definitely going to be your best flying type Pokemon in the game. Of course, they all share other types as well, which are decent in those categories. But in terms of the best PvP Pokemon, Galarian Moltres is actually the #1 Pokemon in the Ultra League right now. So you really want to try and hunt that and get a good Galarian Moltres. If you're very lucky, you could even get close to the IV set you would need for the Ultra League, which would be absolutely incredible. What we've just done is a full Vulpix Calm Day. A lot of trainers are going to mess up this day and not play it properly. We've just done a full event breakdown for this. And if you guys want to see everything going on in Pokemon Go in the next week, we will be releasing it the very next day. Love you guys so much. Please smash that like and subscribe button. Please hit that hype button as well. Again, we've shown you the numbers. We really appreciate what's going on, and we really think that this channel is growing, and that's purely because of your support. We love you so much. Go with us, and we'll catch us on the next one, baby. Shh.